Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show here on KOXE. I'm Derek Stuckley, along with Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director, Coach Sammy Burnett, and a special guest today, which we will introduce a little bit later. But it's our first show since Christmas, so how was your Christmas, Coach?
It's wonderful. Santa Claus, I don't know if he don't know where I live or where my room is or what, but he tends to come see my family, but he don't stop in my room.
Oh, well, maybe you weren't very good
That was
this year.
great.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
It's good. It's real good. Good for kids. I love seeing the little ones. I got a couple of nephews, Rome and River are their names, and they're like little bitty 3, 2, and to watch them run around and
is that their age or their height?
3, 2. They're about the same,
Okay.
3, 2, and they're age 3 and 2. But to see them run around and have a good time, and my children always enjoy it, so it was a good time.
Well, that's good. Guess we'll just jump right into things. It is Texas Bank Holiday Classic weekend. The tournament is underway. We've got boys and girls games, Lions, Lady Lions, all kind of other teams. So just your thoughts on the tournament and just what this means to Brownwood.
I think it's huge. I mean, it's good for our community. It's good for commerce to have so many people come to town and eat lunch or have to provide meals for their kids, that kind of stuff when teams come in. Let the people see, what kind of tournament we run, what kind of community we have. I think it's extremely important. It's growing. It went away for a while, and it has come back in my time. Of course, I didn't have anything to do with that. That was our coaches and Roland Soto working on getting the Holiday Classic back, and Texas Bank for being the key sponsor for that. But to see the numbers that we have, the teams that are here, it's exciting to see. And as I said before, as a youngster, I really enjoyed after Christmas going and sitting with my friends in the Coliseum and watching basketball and enjoying that. And I go to the games and I sit and I watch kids do the same thing that I did way long time ago, so about 40 years ago. So I really think it's a big deal. Our girls tipped it off at 9:20 this morning. Our boys, again, they're playing right now at 5:20 at the high school. So if you can still be late to go out and watch the girls. The boys are going to tip it off at 8 o'clock at the Coliseum. So you have time. Listen to the radio show, then go get cleaned up and head on to the Coliseum or run over to the high school and watch the girls play real quick. They just started. So action all day today, and then tomorrow our boys will tip off the Coliseum at 9:20, and then our girls will go at the Coliseum at 1:20. So opportunity to see them. Depending upon how they do in their pool play, we'll see how we do play on the rest of the day on Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday games. So go out and enjoy a lot of basketball. A lot of surrounding community schools are here. So just a good time, but all in all, a great event. Excited to see how it's growing stronger and stronger, and ready to go watch some more basketball.
Just how important is this tournament coming off the long break for Christmas for the guys and the girls to get back in gear?
I think it's important. District is slipping up on us real quick. I was working on my January calendar, and it's every team has a certain color highlighter that I highlight their games with so that I can keep track of that. I do it manually on my desk calendar. A lot of people just do the same thing on their computer, but me, I'm not real computer savvy. So as I'm highlighting all the events going on in January, I see that I have tattooed my calendar with lots of colors, but as I'm looking through there, all of a sudden basketball district is slipping up on us quickly. So it's important that they can play as many games as possible. Like I said, we talked about it before with the boys, trying to find that group of five that gels, that plays best to start a game and to see what kids can come in off the bench and where they fit and what their role should be. I know Coach Parker's gone through some injuries, and he's still working on trying to find that. So I think it's important for him to get as many games as possible. And then Coach Hortz, just continuing to shoot and make shots from the perimeter and continue to get more reps and more reps and more reps. The only way you get game reps is play games. So I think it's important for both of them to play as many games as possible for district, for confidence sakes, for gelling sake, and just the fact that they go out there and get multiple reps. So, like I said, the tournament's great to do that.
Yeah. As you mentioned, the girls have really been hot shooting three-pointers lately on a 3-game win streak. Guys are in a little drought right now, lost 3 in a row, but chance to get that turned around. And district is almost here.
That's right. It's like I said, with the girls figuring themselves out, sort of finding their identity and trusting that, and all of a sudden making some shots and winning some games and having confidence is huge. Need to continue to do that this tournament, just for mental purposes for the boys. They're going to be fine. They got some good athletes. Like I said, they haven't had near as long to transition from one sport to the other. That's not an excuse. It just takes a little bit of time for a kid that may be playing at 70% to reach 100% of his skill just because he needs reps in practice and then games. And then also the injury bug has bitten Coach Parker early. We can get those guys back and get them healthy and just have a full rotation of guys so he knows who he has every basketball game. He comes up basketball game and he has somebody sick or someone's hurt and he has a plan on them playing and has to move a JV kid or whatever the situation may be. So it's been difficult for him. But consistency will come when they get health and when they just get more reps. So I'm still really excited about what they have. And remember, records don't matter until you get to district. You need to get to district and be at full force, and the engine needs to be running and well-tuned and have an opportunity to get to the playoffs. And that's what it's all about. So all these games are really just practice games. I know people get wrapped up, we're 21-0, and then they get beat first round of the playoffs and they're done. That doesn't matter. What matters is how you progress and how you grow to get ready for your district run when it really means something.
All right, well, let's shift gears a little bit, talk a little soccer, and you can introduce your guest for that.
Yes, Michael Westerman's our boys soccer coach, has been with us, for 2 years now, Coach? This is year number 2. I thought he did a phenomenal job last year in turning the program around and getting those wheels rolling in the direction that we wanted to go. So I'm excited to see what product we put on the field this year, and I won't say too much, but I see them out there all the time working really hard. So I'm excited to see, what's going to happen, like I said, in the direction he's got the program going. But I'll be quiet and let him talk about it. So our head boys soccer coach, Michael West.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for Derek having me.
Yes, sir. Well, let's go back to last year, the most successful boys soccer season in quite a while. Just with that and what you have coming back from last year, what you have coming up this year, overall expectations for this group.
Right. So I think first and foremost, the numbers this year is significantly higher than last year, which is awesome. It just tells me that we made some noise last year and we got a little bit of attention. A couple guys are interested in playing. A lot of guys who may have grew up playing that kind of lost that interest or hadn't played in their high school years are now interested in playing again. So first, our numbers are just looking plentiful. We got, I think, 18 returners. We have a total of 11 seniors this year, which is phenomenal. So with the numbers brings in competition, which is exactly what we want. Last year we were restricted to just being able to construct a varsity team, and so that gets difficult, which is people fighting for spots, and then some players are lacking in minutes and things like that, and that affects confidence and fluidity and things like that. So being able to fully construct a JV and a varsity and people hungry for positions and spots and getting minutes and things like that. So as far as numbers, it's phenomenal. So it's a good start. It's a good first step entering this new season, just dealing with numbers and competition and things like that.
Kind of along those lines, biggest strengths for this group and what they need to work on the most.
I think the biggest strength is one, just our senior group. Mentioning we have 11 seniors. That's a lot of leadership. We have a lot of athleticism. We have a lot of athletes. A lot of kids that are willing to work and will work. They're coachable. We don't have any negative C's. We're not dealing with any attitude issues. Maybe a little thing, small things here and there, but overall, I think we have a solid group of leadership. But some things we still need to work on is because we're such a large group. Kind of like Coach Burnett talked about with basketball in preseason, is that same concept of finding that group of guys that work well together and just understanding each other and how we play. Some of us haven't played in a little while, so getting those touches back on the ball and finding that right group and finding that perfect mesh, if you will.
Who are a few of the guys to keep an eye out on this year for y'all?
We have returner Caleb Nelson. He was our midfield MVP last year. He's been a 3-year or 4-year starter now. Little kid, work ethic is phenomenal. He's always just a work engine. He's a great kid, phenomenal on the field and off the field as well. But he's been phenomenal for us. And Another senior, Noah Barron, up top, was our lead goal scorer last year. And him and Caleb actually have been playing together since they were real little, so it's cool to kind of see that, growing into where they're sharing that last season together on the same field. So those are two big seniors that we have on the field this year. That's definitely some people to keep an eye out for.
Okay. New district, larger district this year. Just talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely, I love it. These last couple of seasons, it's been a 4-team district, and I guess you would say the benefit of a 4-team district is everyone makes it in post-district, but it's not what I want. And coming in last season, that was something I wanted to make a standard on just right off the jump. Is 4th place is just not good enough. And last year we addressed that goal at the beginning of the season, and we knew, regardless where we placed in district, that we'd make post-district. That just wasn't good enough with us. And so I was very proud at how we attacked it, and finishing 2nd place and getting us 2nd seed, moving on to post-district would definitely benefit us. So being in this larger district, the goal doesn't change. We still don't want to be top 4 or bottom 4. We're still aiming for that 1st, 2nd spot, and that'll continue to be our goal throughout season. It's a much tougher district. Stephenville does stay. I think they're ranked 7 in 4A right now, and then Salato's ranked 10. So having 2 of the top 10 4A teams in our district comes with a challenge, and I think we're all on board. We all know what we want to do. We all are focused on that same goal. We had a little taste of success last season, and so for those returners, it's that sense of, okay, we can do it. We're capable and we're able, and it was just we wanted more. We believed that we could have kept going farther than what we did last year. So the energy is perfect right now. We know it's a bigger district. We know it's a tougher district, but we're a team that they need to look out for as well.
Okay. So the biggest keys, what has to happen for y'all this year for y'all to be as successful as the potential's there for y'all to be?
Right. I think so much of it is just a mental battle. We know how athletic we are. We know how technical we are. We know how our work ethic is, but it's that time of perseverance, and you face adversity and things like that, and, which is also why our preseason will be tough. We'll face some tough teams. We'll be in some tough tournaments, but it's all with the purpose of we need to be challenged, both physically on the field, as far as the pace of the game, and on the mental aspect as well. We need to face adversity. We need to get exposed, and we need to understand and use each other, use our minds to gather together and figure out the issue.
Okay. And first game's right around the corner, right?
Yes, sir. As soon as we get back from break Tuesday, we'll place Burnett.
All right. Well, thank you, sir, for coming in. Good luck to you this season. Coach Burnett, anything else you want to add on soccer?
No, I'm excited to see when he's talking numbers. We have some kids that went from football to soccer that I wasn't expecting. I mean, some kids that didn't play last year, that didn't just go to basketball or just go to all season. They went to soccer. But I had an argument with one of our younger coaches. I won't say his name because we're not going to throw him under the bus. But me and Quentin McCarty, I walked by and Quentin says, "Hey, Coach, I got a question for you." He says, "What sport helps develops better athletes, football or basketball?" Soccer. It is football, but it's not. It's different football. Soccer or basketball? And I said real quickly, that would be soccer. He says, "I told you, Coach." I'm like, "Coach, you don't know that?" He said, "Coach, it's got to be basketball." I said, "No, it's not, because in any sport you got to have feet. And if you don't have the proper feet and you don't have eye-foot coordination and you can't use your feet properly, you're probably not going to be as athletic." And guess what? Soccer is a sport that doesn't let you use your hands. You have to use your feet. And I think it's a great sport for kids to develop great footwork, and I think that develops better athletes, and I think that develops better football, better basketball, better baseball, better soccer, better track players. So it was nice to see those kids out there, and then us were having a debate. And actually, Quentin McCarty's a pretty good soccer player. I don't think he's playing this year, but, I mean, he's a pretty good soccer player for a big guy. He's got good feet. Guess what? That's why he's a good football player.
I can believe that.
So I'm excited to see those kids out there and see the numbers grow. It's important.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward for the season, and thanks again for coming in, Coach. Anything else, Coach Burnett, you want to mention today?
Yeah, let's thank those that make this show. Oh, by the way, I got my TCU pullover on.
Yeah.
supporting our Texas schools in the playoffs. But I love Michigan too, so whoever wins, I'll be happy, happy, happy.
I don't see a Texas pullover. But anyway,
Well, I didn't have one of those. No one's giving me one of those,
No.
so
me either.
okay. We're still stuck out. Okay, let's thank those that make this show possible. Autoglass Magic, Burner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, Dan Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Henrik Medical, Highway Enterprises, Humphrey Peets, Heartland Funeral Home, Landmark Life, MC Bank, Painter and Johnson Associates, Smith and Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon, Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Teas.
All right. Well, that'll wrap up this show. That'll wrap up this year. We want to
Ooh.
wish everybody a happy new year.
That's
we'll be
right.
back Monday here on the KOXE Coaches Show on KOXE, KOXE.com, the KOXE app, and the KOXE Facebook pages.
Have a great day, Brownwood.